In this video, I'm going to show you how to remove the nasty, toxic, smelly, dangerous mucoid plaque from your system in 3 easy steps. The benefits of removing mucoid plaque from your body are many. It's so important to get this stuff out of your system. And for the people that don't believe that it's there, I'm sorry. It's a real thing. You can call it what you want, but this nasty, smelly, toxic slime does reside in most people's colons and most people's intestines, and there are ways to remove it. And when you do, the benefits are so great. Less brain fog, clearer thought, smell better overall. And the list could go on. Headaches go away for a lot of people. Runny noses, phlegm issues. As Arnold Ehret says, all disease starts in the colon. If your colon and your intestines are constipated and filled with uneliminated nasty slime, then you are going to suffer. So don't go anywhere. We're going to get into this. Stay tuned. I'm Professor Spira, and I've practiced something called the Mucusless Diet Healing System for over 18 years, and I've helped thousands of people transform their lives using the methods of this miraculous system. And today we're going to talk about 3 steps to help remove mucoid plaque from your system. Now, first and foremost, I won't make it a step. I'm going to make it just a precursor, saying that I really encourage you to read Arnold Ehret's Mucusless Diet Healing System. Most of what we talk about will be in there somewhere. And so the Mucusless Diet Healing System is really where the buck stops when it comes to getting started on any kind of true healing journey. It is the quintessential book on natural healing, naturopathy. It's where it's at. So you definitely want to be very familiar with that information. You don't have to believe everything in the book to benefit greatly from the information that is in there. So step number 1, you want to stop eating mucus-forming foods. So that's your meat, your dairy, and these are the worst ones. So I'd say you want to stop eating the worst mucus-forming foods, the meat and the dairy. You have to take a break from that, at least for a while. Like I said, read the Mucusless Diet book and we'll show you how to take a permanent break from it. But for right now, you want to get off, take a break from these foods, fast from these foods. So all your burgers and your pizza and your milkshakes and your shrimp and your fish and all that kind of stuff, take a break from those foods and instead incorporate what we call broom salads. These are combination salads that are put together specifically to aid the body in removing and brooming out waste. And so you start incorporating these, which are mucus-free. So out with the mucus-forming items and in with more mucus-free items, particularly the broom salad. That's going to just start getting things moving in the right direction. Step number 2, you want to incorporate fruit into your diet, more fruit. And with the broom salad, the way that works, you eat the fruit, it really is more aggressive and loosens waste, and the broom salad comes and kind of sweeps it out. So I made this a separate step because really it's really this simple. Stop eating the mucus-forming foods, start eating broom salads, start eating fruit. So that's step number 2. Very simple. Step number 3. Some of you know what I'm probably going to say if you've been around a while. Start incorporating lemon juice and distilled water enemas. Lemon juice and distilled water enemas. We have a video on this channel that's the step-by-step quintessential how-to video for doing lemon juice and distilled water enemas. I invite you to find that video, watch it, maybe I'll link it below, but watch that video. And if you want to go to the blog post that's linked in that video, because the step-by-step instructions on how to do a lemon juice and distilled water enema is there. When you see photos of mucoid plaque and slime and this stuff that people get out, 9 times out of 10, perhaps 10 times out of 10, but I'm just gonna say 9 times out of 10, that slime is coming out after they've done an enema. And, you know, the enema is not something to be scared of. It's not something, you know, a lot of people want to try to make excuses or do something else instead of it. And I won't get into a real long discussion about the benefits and the greatness of enemas in this particular video, but as an overall general discussion, I'll just say that that is generally when you will see it, when you will see this slime, these strings of slime. And what often happens, you do the lemon juice enema and you'll sort of excrete a lot of the liquid, and some liquid with some firm, you know, uneliminated fecal matter and stuff will come out of there. But then you might feel like you don't have to go any longer. But then all of a sudden you'll kind of feel something like, there's a little more to eliminate. And you sit down and you have an excretion. And when you look, it does not look like feces. It might look like what would be a good way to say it, like a shoestring that's in a big, like a brown shoestring or a green shoestring or something that's sort of in a little blob. And if you were to actually take something and be able to pick it out or kind of poke at it, you'll see that it'll be this long kind of string. Sometimes it can be up to like 12 inches, 14 inches of just a slimy string. And you'd be like, what in the heck is this? This happens oftentimes after you've been transitioning, because again, you're not going to have this same effect if you're still eating the really worse foods, because your body's not going to have the opportunity to really excrete and get this slime out to get it into a way where you'll be able to eliminate it. But once you stop putting in so much mucus forming foods, the body gets a chance to constrict and sort of squeeze this stuff out. And that's where you come with the broom salads. It's going to help just sort of put it all together. But then that enema, is going to whoosh, it's going to push it right on out. Your body will release this stuff. And when you really get serious about this, you can have eliminations that are really intense. And I will never forget when I had a black tar elimination. It was like a couple months into practicing the Mucusless diet, and I had just started really doing regular lemon juice and distilled water enemas. You can't just do one of these. You got to do them consistently for a period of time if you really want the best result going down this road. And I did that, and I was doing a little bit of fasting, and before I knew it, I had this elimination that was like black tar that just came out, and there was nothing. I wasn't drinking or eating anything dark. The juices that I was drinking, they weren't dark juices. This was old, ancient, nasty buildup of waste that had just built up in my system. And there was, up to that point, I'd had no opportunity to eliminate it. My body had no opportunity to eliminate this waste, so it just sat there. And so this stuff blew me away. I mean, it smelled like death, it looked like death, and from that moment, I was like, I know 100% that this is not supposed to be in my body. This is not something that I'm supposed to have. There's nothing beneficial. I'm not getting any nutrition out of this. This black slime, smelly slime is not helping me build my muscles. It's not protein, whatever, nutrition. Is nothing good about this stuff. And so when people say, well, do I have to do enemas and isn't that unnatural? And then, well, we've lived unnaturally for so long, and not just a little unnatural, but incredibly unnatural. The kinds of combinations, the kinds of foods, the processing. I mean, these are things that our bodies have been around for, the human species, by any metric you look at. We've been around so much longer than this kind of processed foods that we haven't even adapted to yet, that the body just isn't even ready to really deal with yet. So for compensation, we got to take the most natural remedies. I call them ancillary therapies, because we don't get into and really promote a lot of the supplements and the herbs. You'll notice I didn't talk about bentonite clays and that kind of stuff. Some of these things have their place, but you don't have to go down those roads. We're talking about a different road. And I find that this is the bedrock, like this is the foundation. Then if you master this and you go and you check out some other things, you can put those into proper perspective. You cannot equate lemon juice and distilled water enemas with using herbal brooms, herbal laxatives and things like that. It's not the same. There's the Interclean formula that Eric put together. These things have their place, but they're not the same. Don't try to put them in the same bag. So those are the 3 steps. Very simple. Get off the mucus forming and pus forming foods. Whilst you start to incorporate broom salads and get that good roughage going. Tip number 2, eat fruit. Start to incorporate a lot more fruit. We put that in its own. Instead of putting it with the number 1 with the salad, we say, no, this needs its own step. Eating the fruit and doing so properly. To know how to really do all this stuff properly, you need to read the Mucusless Diet Healing System book, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video. And then number 3, lemon juice and distilled water enemas. I mean, if you're really serious about eliminating this stuff out of your system, you're going to have to visit Enema Town at some point. So thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this video, that you got something out of this. If you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. If you're a supporter and you've enjoyed this video, if you've learned anything, gotten anything out of this, please hit the like button, hit the share button. Help us spread this message to as many people as possible. And if you have not yet signed up for our newsletter and our Insiders Club, I invite you to go down below, click the link, sign up, and you'll be able to receive 5 free recipes that will help you remove mucus from your body. In addition to what we talked about here today, there are other recipes and there's other things in the Mucusless diet that can also help you bring out this waste out of your system. So important to do, so important. The benefits are endless. More vitality, more energy, more clarity of thought, smell better, skin look better. And that's just the beginning. There's so many things that improve once you start going down this path. And the ground floor, the basics, the first thing, start getting this waste out of your gut. So I thank you for tuning in, and don't go nowhere. I want you to click right here. Check this video out. This is an awesome video. Awesome. This is a great video, and I want to see you over there. So click it, and I will see you there.